What is Pisces fashion like? Well, first of all, Pisces is the chameleon of the zodiac. They're the most adaptable sign of all. So they're like a favorite, Pisces are a favorite target for fashion designers because Pisces can basically do any look. They can change their look in the same season 4 or 5 times, and they'll look relevant. They just can flow from one style to another, and just like a chameleon becomes like the rest of the environment, so does Pisces can soak up influences and make them their own. So Pisces doesn't have per se one style you can pin them down to, because they're just so diverse. They can change according to the people around them, according to the occasion, office or high street or romantic. They'll just you see often Pisces having the most diverse styles, from street savvy to super romantic and flowy. But of course, there is one trend with Pisces, and it's to do with its mystical and flowing nature of Pisces. So clothes for Pisces shouldn't be too tight. They shouldn't be too revealing. Pisces is not a sign that wants to stand out and grab your attention sexually. It's more subdued, and it's more ephemeral sense about it. It's more refined sense about it. So the clothes that they wear would not be overly sexualized, but they'll be very feminine. And particularly for women, there'll be a lot of floral prints. There'll be a lot of flowers. There'll be a lot of gentle materials, and the colors. Often the colors will be more subdued, more pastels, more gentle, like sea marine colors, greens and blues, gentle greens and blues, and more mystical kind of colors, which are more dreamy colors. Even sometimes it can go into psychedelic type of colors that Pisces can go to, or iridescent colors that flow into each other, just like the sea flows from color to color. And it's also that changes its color, just like Pisces is the most changeable sign. Materials that change their colors is something that Pisces can do, even though it might look ridiculous to other signs. And as I said, it's not in your face, and often the clothes are very flowing. They need space to move. The fish should be able to swim away whenever it wants. Pisces is the sign of freedom and liberation. So they need to have the same when it comes to their clothes, flowing. They look beautiful in long flowing skirts, dresses, or even if it's short dresses, they need to have some space. And also the materials will be very fine and delicate, as I said, very refined, like silks, like transparent materials, like veils, like chiffon. I don't know what the names of those materials are, but even if they're wearing wool, it will look delicate in it. It will be thin wool which moves, because the Pisces love clothes that move on them, that give the illusion of movement. Even there might be some reflection or reflecting of light there to give this ideal, this feeling of movement about them. And as we said, even if they have short dresses, they might have moving elements about them, or there might be some layering there that gives the illusion of movement and of flowing. And too tight clothes like belts, they can occasionally do them, but they feel much more comfortable and much more into their own skin when there is space for them to move. And as you said, the colors are usually gentle and pale, and sometimes they like to go for transparent things, because Pisces has no particular color. The color of Pisces is transparent, is purity. And that's why they often might like materials which are transparent, which are very gentle, which almost can see through. As I said, there is this sense of ephemeralness, of refinedness about them, so they'll put it in the materials they wear, in everything. And Pisces is also the most romantic sign of all. So you will see in their makeup as well, or in their hair, very romantic looks of them, and there a bit of innocence. Pisces is very innocent and kind of vulnerable sign as well, so they don't mind sharing this vulnerability, almost like girly hairstyles and old style romantic hairstyles that look fantastic on them, and very princess-like style as well. You can see often Pisces women, they, even though it might look ridiculous on other grown-up women, on grown-up Pisces women looking princess-like is beautiful. Honestly, they like this little girl look on them. It looks fantastic. Even dresses with little dresses as well, or long princess dresses. Uh, and another thing is that Pisces is the sign of the feet. Pisces rules the feet in the body. So Pisces women might have or people who have strong Pisces, might have a strong collection of shoes. For them, it's very important, like a shoe fetish sometimes even. From very light shoes to very chunky shoes, which ground Pisces a bit more, diverse. I cannot pin one shoe style to them, but the feet are very important for Pisces usually. And I think we mentioned everything. There is a lot of femininity about them, with florals, with prints, with gentleness, with gentle colors, never too sexual in your face, never garish in any way. There's gentleness, there's a mystical feeling about them, almost like they come from a fairy tale. And uh, And Pisces also needs to have the ability to hide, because Pisces is a private sign. So they often might like wearing accessories which can hide them. For instance, carrying a pair of sunglasses where they can put and merge, like disappear. Or the hair can fall in front of their face or in front of their eyes a little bit, so they can hide whenever they want, or head scarves or hats, or even if they have a bit more of a tight dress, they would probably have something to cover themselves, like a scarf that floats, that covers them, so they can disappear whenever, like this sense of invisibility, which is very much connected to Pisces, so they can exercise this invisibility whenever they want. So even if they go a little bit more in your face, they would have the option of covering themselves somehow and disappearing. Yes, so this is very much what Pisces is like. Please add in your impressions. And do you find yourself attracted to this kind of fashion?